An advanced dancer is not just someone who can do steps, but when he or she will dance, I will say, there is something really interesting there. The way he will move, listening to the music, the articulation of his steps, and so on. So if you are like at an intermediate level and you want to like push the level up, it's request like more involvement, I think. Uh, okay, okay, fine.
So, hey, I am now on the line with a Mr. Stephan Lyke, who is a Semba, Kizomba, Salsa, Bachata, and a Bachata dancer and instructor. You were born in Cameroon, but you currently live in Belgium,
Yeah,
and you started dancing Kizomba back in 2010. Is that correct?
yeah, that's it.
Hey, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very fine. It's a nice day, so yeah, very good and nice to be here with you too.
Hey, I appreciate you taking time out your day to talk to me, man. I really do. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Hey,
You're
hey,
welcome.
hey.
Nice.
So, so I guess to start this out, man, I would love to hear from you. Please tell me about your childhood growing up in Cameroon. What was that like for you?
So actually, my childhood in Cameroon was absolutely not about the dance. Absolutely not. I was actually a quite shy guy. Yeah, it was just, I mean, I just spent my time playing basketball with my friend and hanging around, not going that much to club and party and so on. So I was quite, yeah, just on my own and with my like a couple of friends. And actually, when I finished the college, so I graduated from the high school. I did like a few years of university in Cameroon, and during that time, I was also trying to find if I could, I mean, have an opportunity in maybe here in Belgium or in France. At the end, I finally got the opportunity to come here in Belgium. So after like 2 years at the university in Cameroon, I came here to continue my studies. So this is basically what happened. And yeah, before reaching Belgium, nothing related to dance.
Okay, okay, I understand that. I definitely understand that. You kind of spoke on it, man, but tell me, I guess what were some of your childhood hobbies? You say you enjoy basketball. What else did you enjoy doing in Cameroon?
What I was mainly doing was honestly playing basketball, listening to music, and hang around with some friends. So we were not having like that much activity. So you have to do something with the guys around you. I don't know, decide just to go out and hang around in the neighborhood, or if like actually I started playing basketball when I entered high school. So there, I actually wanted to have my basketball ball so that I'm free to go just on the field and just starting to play with my friend. And that was actually taking my main of my time. And if I was not there, I was just like at home listening to music, or at the time we had like some movie channels like Trace TV and so on. We're spending so much time watching music.
So
So
tell me
yeah.
this. Oh, well, tell me this thing real quick, man. How important was music in your childhood then?
I think very important because my father and one of my uncle, well, were living together, and they had like vinyls. So I was spending time like listening to those old vinyl. By the way, actually, he was like a very fan of French songs, like old French songs. So I was listening to them like since very young age, And after that, I also had a passion for, well, all related to R&B and soul music. So those were also like taking much a big part of my time. Yeah.
I'm curious. How big of an impact did American music have in Cameroon, or was it any American music or?
Oh, I think it has like a quite important impact. Actually, we started receiving those latest tubes from America, you know, the Usher thing, Ashanti, Beyonce, all those artists, you know, when R&B was still like, well, it's also good today, but it was different back at the time. So at the parties, like we had some schools parties, they were playing those kind of music, and the best dancers actually could come on the dance floor doing like break dance contests and so on. That was actually awesome. And yeah, it was quite important, I think, to when you were going to a party in Cameroon, like, I don't know, an anniversary or something, all those music, you were listening to them there. So yeah, it has quite
Okay,
a huge impact. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I think you kind of said it earlier. You kind of left Cameroon for school.
Yeah.
I'm very curious. Can you describe to me? Can you put into words how has Cameroon changed? From when you were a child to when you left. How did it evolve, if at all?
Phew. Could I put that in words? It's gonna be complicated. You know, as a children, and also being there all the time, you don't really see things change. You know, you are into it, so it's just for you like the routine, the normal thing. And I actually noticed the difference a few years when I came here and I decided to go back there. I saw like a big change. Like the type of music they were listening was different. You saw that, okay, there was some improvement in some infrastructure in the countries, but other were also like not being that good kept. So also the mentality were different. Actually, you know, Cameroon is well, the situation, the general situation of the population is not that high, so they just do with what they have, and they are still, everyone is struggling to do his stuff. So yeah, with all, I mean, when I went back there after those years, I really saw like a difference in like mentalities. Well, not that big, but it has changed a little bit. And also in the environment, it was a little bit different. You know, you have to still adapt to the culture, because, well, you're coming from another culture where you spend like 3 years or 4 years and you come back. You have to take some time to get some memories on how to do things there. So um, yeah, those are basically what I can say about that. Yeah.
I understand, man. I understand that. So yeah, you're growing up in Cameroon, um, and then I guess you decide to go to school. What made you decide on Belgium for your college career?
Actually, it was quite easy, because my father had a friend here, and as I say at the beginning, we're just struggling. Well, we're just having a choice between France and Belgium, and because he had a friend here, it was easier because he could help us for all the paper stuff. And it was also suitable because when I came, I actually spent like the first year in the place of the friend of my father, so it was like just convenient for us. So the choice was quite quickly made. So yeah.
I'm very curious to hear from you, man. Can you compare Belgium and Cameroon? How are they similar and how are they different, if at all?
Wow, comparison. Well, I don't think they are that much. I don't know if we say that in English, similitudes. I don't think they are like something common between Cameroon and Belgium, but there are a lot of things like different thing between those two countries. Like when I came here, the first thing that actually pop up on I mean, it actually a bit shocked me was the fact that so much people were smoking. It's strange, but the smoking, even like children. When I say children, for me, if you are under like 18, even like 21, you are still a children. So in Cameroon, it's not that obvious to walk in the street and see like young people having a cigarette or smoking. That was actually shocking. And next to that, it was just the mentality like, everyone is doing his stuff. In Cameroon, even if you are starving, you can just go to a family, to a friend, and you will find something to eat. I mean, you always have someone, okay, where you can just turn around and ask something. And most of the time, they will help you. If you are not exaggerating, they will just help you if they see that you are in need. Here is a bit different. Everyone is in his house. He has his own stuff to do, go to work, come back, activities, and so on. And yeah, the energy was a bit different, and it was actually a bit difficult to adapt at the beginning, but well, with the time, we took the rhythm.
Yeah, yeah, I understand that. I'm curious, man. What
Whoa. Hey, if you could leave a like and subscribe, that would be amazing for the channel. Let's get back to the video.
understand that? I'm curious, man. I guess what language do they speak in Cameroon?
In Cameroon, we mainly speak French, mainly. But we also actually you have two national languages like French and English. But English, it's not well. Let's say most of the people will speak French. English is just a part of the Cameroon that will speak it, and we have like a common language, like a slang. We call it franc-anglais in Cameroon. It's a mix between French and English, so you can start a sentence, and in your sentence you have French and English, and also you can mix it with like local languages like patois and so on. So it makes something very special, and with the intonation, like with the intonation, Cameroonian intonation, sometimes it's very complicated to understand it. So that's why actually sometimes if I see someone just saying like two words or a few sentences, I know that, oh, he's a Cameroonian, just because of the intonation and maybe the type of word he will use and the way he will put it, because it's very typical to Cameroon, this association of French, English, and local languages. Yeah, this is
Uh,
what young people will speak in Cameroon. Many of them will just speak like salut les gars, c'est comment aujourd'hui? So, ou c'est how aujourd'hui? Like, how is it today? But we use how English and French, and we mix it together, and yeah, stuff like that. Mm.
okay, that sounds super complicated, man. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool, man. That's what's up, bro. So yeah, man. So you finally transitioned to Belgium, and I think you said we. Who did you go to Belgium with? Was it just yourself, or?
No, no, it was just myself. Yeah, just myself.
Okay, okay. I understand. I understand. So yeah, so you moved to Belgium. You start taking classes and everything, man. I'm very curious. How did you get introduced to social dancing? How did that come about?
Oof. Actually, how did it go? Yeah, I remember. The thing is that I started doing like my first year of university here in Belgium, and I was just going to the university and coming back home, and I was doing that like all the time. And at some point, I will just get bored of doing that. And I asked to myself, what would you like to do? Well, I didn't have that much money because in my list, the first item was travel, but I didn't have money. So I just crossed that one. And at some point, I listed many things, and I also put, I don't know why, I would like to dance. And I say, okay, yeah, why not? I just to make it clear, I never danced before. Like just during parties, we're just enjoying, but never like took lessons or stuff like that. And it will have never come to my mind to give classes. So given that I put dance on my list, I say, okay, this one could be feasible. Let's just see what we have here. And actually, at the university, you could have like a sport cart where you have all the activities like fitness, swimming, running, and basketball too. I started first with basketball, and I saw that they also had like dance classes, salsa dance classes. I say, salsa, why not? And I went to my first class. It was okay. It was okay. But what actually was good in that is the fact that people were quite welcoming and warming. So that was something which were not happening like when you were going to clubs with friends or stuff like that here. But in that environment, people are more welcoming, they are more warm, and that actually what made me keep going. Not especially the dance, but the social aspect of a salsa class. Yeah. I was not going to any party, just at that class. Like just my salsa class, it was like Friday, every Friday. I never missed like one class. I was always there.
Okay. Let me ask you this real quick then. I'm very curious to hear about your beginner stage in salsa. What was that like for you?
Well, as I said, it was not that much about salsa, but it was more about like the social aspect. It came out that I was quite good. I was quite good. I was like understanding things quite fast compared to other people in the class. And but I realized that actually like 1 year after, because the first year it was just because I made some friend there, so I went there to meet them and to have some good time with them. But it was just in the salsa classes. The second year I actually did it again. It was I think the same program, so I think the same level. But at that time I was more involved into salsa, so I really wanted to learn salsa. But again, at that stage, it was just the class. Like I was just going to the class. I was quite good in the class, and I was like doing like the routine quite fast compared to other people. The teacher, he was also he was actually a Cameroonian, by the way. He was actually a Cameroonian, by the way, and he were like giving me advices and like trying to encourage me to go out and go to events. But I will just it was just okay for me the class and then go back home. So during 2 years, I actually did the same level one, and the second year it was just because I thought to myself, just go deep in that, take the time you need to like learn basics. And yeah, that was my state of mind with that, with starting salsa. Yeah.
So yeah, you did 2 years of like the introduction class, the beginner class.
Yeah.
That's good though, man. That means your basics are on point, man.
Yeah,
Now
that
that's really
really
good.
helps. Yeah, it's really helped me, and especially because salsa, it's let's say it's more technical than, for instance, kizomba or even bachata. And yeah, the coordination, you really have to have that to understand how to do things and put it like in your muscle memory, to not think about it and think now on other thing like, okay, this routine I have to lead and so on and so on. But your basics needs to be like in your body. And I think it's as from my third years of dancing that I started actually going out. And at that point, I just like my level just went up like crazy.
Okay, let me ask you this then real quick, man. Um, do you have any, I guess, words of wisdom or advice to anyone who may just now be starting in something? They're at that beginner stage.
Actually, it's not something new. I think every one of us we know the good practices when you start something, but it's kind of difficult to put it in practice because also every one of us are quite impatient. We want quick results. We want it now and we want it fast. And that is the big mistake. Well, I can say it right now, but even if I start a new, I don't know, maybe a new business or I starting to learn something new, me too. I want to go fast and have results fast, And sometimes this is a mistake to not take the time actually and to accept to have like results after. So first of all, take the time, put an effort on it, and you will get like results like after. And it's kind of complicated to admit that, but we have to. We have to. And this will be my advice. Take the time you need to learn, to really do the things properly, and to start even with the basics, even more time if you need it, many times if you need it, and then you will see just the result, and it will help you actually afterward to go faster.
Okay, that's huge, man. So yeah, you're saying, don't try and rush the
Yeah,
process. Take your
yeah,
time,
yeah, that's it.
and that's tough, man. Everybody, like you said, everybody wants results immediately.
Even me. So we are like everyone is like that. So yeah, it's kind of difficult.
Okay, I understand that, man.
But I think
Uh,
at this point, sorry to interrupt, but at this point is the role of the teacher actually to advise and to keep it interesting, to keep it like entertaining, even if it's like basics, to make it understand to the student that it's important first, and to also put it like it's also fun. Well, I can make it fun and entertaining to for you to take the time really to go deep into that. Yeah.
that's so true, man. That's so true.
Mm.
I was curious, man. How how big is dancing in Cameroon? Is that a big thing in the culture or not really?
Well, traditional dance is a big thing actually, because in Cameroon, I think all the young kids and children, if you ask them to dance like a dance originally from south or from west, they will like do some steps. So everyone actually knows a bit, like, okay, the dance from Douala is like that, the dance from West Cameroon is like that. I can do it a little bit. But for actually, let's say, Occidental dances like ballroom dance or couple dance, I was not aware about it, but they were like a small community back in the time when I was there, of people involving themselves into that like couple dances. I actually have some friend who actually did some like ballroom dance. They are now actually also teachers in the Kizomba and Salsa scenes. But I think now it's evolved a lot because I have some friend of mine on Facebook who are Kizomba teachers in Cameroon. And I also got sometimes videos from my cousins doing Kizomba classes in Cameroon because they know I'm teaching Kizomba. And I say, oh, nice. And the music also is quite nice. So keep going and so on. I'm not in contact with them. Maybe for my next travel, I will try to get in contact and see if we can like sort something out. Yeah.
No, I understand that, man. I understand that. So yeah, so you said you get into salsa and you're focusing on the basics for 2 years and then you slowly transition to the next level.
Yeah.
Um, I guess are you taking bachata classes at that time as well?
Actually, I was taking bachata class in parallel, but and still now, I'm not that involved in bachata. I really prefer salsa. Actually, bachata for me is like just in between salsa and kizomba. And I say, okay, if I want to be chill, I just go to kizomba. If I want to move like more, I will go to salsa or semba. Let's say semba, yeah. But more salsa. If I really want to move, like, yeah, sweating and stuff like that, I will go to salsa because I enjoy, like, not more but differently. I enjoy differently salsa than kizomba. So bachata, I took classes of bachata. And as I said, if you have like good basics in salsa, if you have never danced bachata, I mean, you see someone, he just explain you two, three things, and you are already able to move on the dance floor, like, easily. Let's say like that. Yeah.
I understand that
So
bachata is a little bit easier to learn, right?
yeah.
I
It's
understand
not
that.
like an easy dance, but if you have started with good basics, it will just go faster and easier.
I understand that. I definitely do, man.
Yeah.
I might have missed it, man. But tell me, who were you taking salsa classes with? Who was your first instructor, or what was your dance school?
The salsa class, I was taking it at the university with a teacher, the Cameroonian teacher, actually. It was a Cameroonian teacher. And now when we see at salsa party, we just say hello. And tell to my student that, oh, this guy was actually my first salsa teacher. And yeah, that's actually quite nice. But because he's still there and he's still dancing, his name was Josue, and we still meet now. And yeah, he was my first dance teacher. And
Hey,
after, like,
shout out.
yeah, shout out to him. And then after like I don't know, 4 years, I changed and I did like several dance school here in Brussels, and then I ended up in the school where I am right now. Yeah.
Okay, sure enough, man. So I think it's only right we continue the journey there, man. So please tell me, how did you get introduced to Kizomba? How did that come about?
Hmm. Well, so actually, well, after the third year when I started to go out, the third year of my dancing here, it was like around 2011, something like that. Yeah. Well, when you go out, you meet people, a lot of people, and you get familiar with them. And of course, at the time, Kizomba were not that like known. Okay. And here, especially in Belgium, they were like they were like Lambazouk. I don't know if you know it.
Brazilian Zouk. Yeah, yeah, Brazilian
Brazilian
Zouk.
Zouk,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, real
And
quick. What year was this? I'm sorry. What year was this?
what, please?
What year was this?
It was like 2010. 2011. So when we were going out, we had those guys dancing lambazouk and taking so much place on the dance floor. And sometimes there were like one or two couples dancing kizomba. Well, I didn't notice that at the first sight, but it's actually when I went back home and I was, well, okay, in Africa, we are more listening to zouk music. So even here, I was still listening to zouk music, and I felt on a video of zouk, and I saw people dancing. It was more compa than kizomba, but I was like, whoa, how could they do that? And for me, I had my salsa logic in the head, where you lead everything with the hands. And I say, being like this, how can you lead someone like just without using your hands and so on? And I had some friends, some good friends actually, and one of them were part of the Kizomba Love school, Kizomba Love Academy, where I belong now. And she asked me, well, we're following salsa class together in another school right now, and she was also part of this Kizomba school. And she asked me, Stefan, actually, you should come one day and try Kizomba. I say, no, I just like Zouk. Let me with your thing. I don't want any Kizomba. I'm just Zouk, and yeah. And she were always trying at the party. She were trying to take me to, like, when they were like Kizomba stuff. I say, no. And one day, actually, I don't know how it happened. I listened to the music, the Kizomba music, Well, at the time it was not really Kizomba. They were more playing ghetto zouk. So I listened to one ghetto zouk and I say, wow, that's a good one. And from that time, I went back to her and I say, you know what? Okay, next time I come with you and I will see what Kizomba is actually. That's how everything started.
Hey, that's cool, man. So real quickly, you kind of said a lot, man. But I'm curious. I guess how is the dancing scene in Brussels in Belgium? Is there a big dancing community?
Actually, Belgium back in the time, it was exactly when I started salsa, but I was not going out. But during that period where I was not going out, Brussels were known as a good scene for salsa dancers. They were like very interesting festivals here. They were like inviting great artists, and they were like regular events. But when I started to go out, there were less of those kind of events. And at that time, they were just one school, Kizomba School. That's where the school where I am right now, Kizomba Love Academy. And they were trying to like trigger it, to put it like to push it in events. Like, okay, guys, give us one workshop. Just put like one kizomba, even over five other type of song. Just one kizomba. And when they were putting that, most of the people were dancing lambazuk, and just a few were dancing kizomba. And mm, at that period, like were really pushing. And I went to my first kizomba class actually, and I felt in love immediately with the music. The music was the first thing again. I felt in love with the music, and I kept going. And again, I was not that bad. I was doing okay, and like I think even now, it was hard to find male dancers like leaders. So after like I don't know, a few weeks, the founder of the school asked me, would you like to join us and be part of the group? First, as a student, you will just help and also follow classes. And yeah, we will just invest on you and give you like trainings to learn you how to dance kizomba and so on. And if you want to involve more, you could do that. I say, yeah, why not? I was already seduced by the music, so well, that's how it's actually started. Yeah.
Okay, I understand that, man. I definitely do. And
Mm.
so I actually was talking to, well, not talking to him, but who is the I can't say his name, Ndongala Jose Garcia.
Yeah,
That's
Jose.
the director.
Yeah, he's the founder of the school actually. He introduced the he I think he is the first to bring Kizomba here in Belgium, but also in France. No, not France. Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. So those three countries, he was the first, and he started like actually he started with lambazuk. So if you search well, you will find maybe some video of him dancing lambazuk, but he's from Angola. So he grew up there, and he had this kizomba culture and dance in him, and he started to teach him to teach that to us. When I joined the school, they were like Franza, Nidia, Jennifer. They were like five teacher in the team, 4 or 5 teacher already in the team, and they were already like assisting him during his classes and following also the training. So that I just joined them, and given that I joined them, when actually I joined them, we started going out a lot, like a lot. I think even the first week I went to my Kizomba classes, they took me like in the Netherlands to go to a party or to do something. We like were going out really a lot. So that's actually how I think I evolved quite fast, because at that time for the Kizomba, not it was not the case for the salsa, but for the Kizomba, I had the classes, all the basics with actually the background of my learning from salsa and the practice. So it was like going fast.
Okay, man, that's awesome, man. Um, so I mean, you might have already kind of spoken to me, but I gotta ask you, man. Tell me, tell me about your beginner stage in Kizomba, man. What was that like? I know you said you fell in love with the music immediately. Well, what was it like learning the steps, learning the dance? What was that like?
Well, it was, let's say, how can I say that? It was not that complicated because actually coming from salsa and having, let's say, I had like kind of good mindset for learning dance. I didn't, of course, I had like that habit from salsa that I had to remove when I dance kizomba. But in general, my knowledge in salsa helped me actually to go, as I say, much more faster in kizomba. And we were hanging around like almost every day with the guy from the for the guys from the Kizomba Love crew. We're going out like almost once a week minimum, if not two or three times a week. And we were also dancing together, like giving assisting during classes of Jose, going to events that he was organizing. And he was at the time traveling between the Netherlands and also the Luxembourg, and also coming back here in Belgium. And we also had like a wave of kizomba growing slowly in salsa, well, in Latin events in general. So they were now putting like not just one song per event, but maybe 5 or 6 kizomba songs per event. So I was dancing salsa, and when they were like kizomba, the best way to sell something is to show it. So we're just going on the dance floor, and we're dancing, and people were interested, and they ask, oh, where did you learn to do that, and can you just advise me a thing? I say, yeah, just come to the school. And that's actually how it started to grow up slowly.
Okay, I understand that, man. I understand that, and so you kind of spoke on it. You fall in love with Kizumba and you're taking classes, and then you get introduced to become a future teacher. Is that right? Or
The idea of becoming teacher was not in my head, not at all. I was just there to enjoy and to have fun and to learn, because I was able actually to learn for free. That's something that also was really not, I mean, not to neglect in the dance. When you go to a club, you have to spend a lot of money and stuff like that. But when I started to go to dance events, the money I was spending in one night in a club, I could stay like 1 week or 2 weeks going like 3 times a week in dance events back at the time, because, well, you just have like to take your drink, 1 glass or 2 glasses. You don't drink that much when you dance and stuff like that. And so it actually helps. And yeah, that's it. Yeah.
but so if I'm not mistaken, though, you do start in fact do teacher training, right?
I started teacher training, and I spent like 1 year and a half, and then I started like an assistant. So I was there to help during the classes, and sometimes I could like take the lead in the classes. And that was around 2012, yeah, something like that. Yeah, and then slowly, I think I started giving my own classes around 2030 or 40. Yeah,
Okay.
but it
And
was,
and uh,
sorry, it was still in the same Kizomba Love School, so under the label Kizomba Love School. Yeah,
okay, yeah. So you started out slowly, man.
yeah.
I gotta ask you, in the same vein as the other questions, man. You know, tell me about your your beginner stage in learning to teach, because a good dancer does not always equate to a good teacher. So tell me about your stage and your learning or teaching.
The thing is that I was quite, I had, how can I say that? I had a lot of people around me, a lot of expert, let's say like that, around me. They were already teaching. They had a lot of experience. So it's not like we just throw you there and you just have to figure out how to do things. I had support. So starting teaching was actually, it went just naturally because I like to dance. I like the music, and I was doing not bad. Let's say like that. I was doing not bad, and there were all those people around there to support me. And the goal also was in the training that I follow, especially for the Kizomba. Uh, a big part of the training is to teach you how to be a teacher, how to explain something. So we already had those knowledge, even if it was not the goal to use them, we already had them. So it was just a matter of taking your courage and just, if you want, just jump, just take the step and try it. So because I had all those support and the knowledge too, it was quite easy. The most complicated part was to adapt to the new situation, speaking in front of people, being more like to observe more well, actually better, to be able to point out what is not going well and to give a solution to that. It's not just important to point out what is wrong, but yeah, you have to come up with a solution and all those stuff. So that was actually the more, well, where I had to put more my focus, where other people they have to deal again with like not being able, not having the knowledge and so on. I had all that and the support too, and I just had to figure out now how to put it in form and deliver it to people.
Okay, I understand that, man. I definitely do. I want to ask you this, man. For someone who may be an aspiring instructor, they have a passion for something
Yeah.
and they want to get out there and teach it. Do you have any words of wisdom, any advice for the aspiring teachers out there?
My advice would be to have like someone to who you can refer to. Uh, while if possible, sometimes it's not possible, and sometimes yeah, you just have to struggle yourself to come up. But it's also a matter of mindset, some people they already have the mindset to like take the lead and like speak to other people, teach things, explain things. Other it's not the case, but having the mindset is not just enough. You also have to know to have the knowledge. Now it depends. You have different type of teachers. You have teachers. As I said, I was not going at the first time to my salsa class because my salsa teacher was good. I didn't care about how salsa was it. I was just going there because of the social aspect. And it's a fact. In your class, you have people coming from different reasons. And that's why, for instance, a teacher will be more like entertaining. Well, like when I say more entertaining, it's like way more entertaining, maybe without a real content in his class, like dance related. And people will like him because the people going there, they just want to go there to forget about the hard day they had and the problem they had and so on. And other will be more technical because people will go there, they just need to, I mean, they want to have that technical aspect. So basically for a teacher want to like go into the scene, what I will say is maybe to take the time to have someone to who they can relate, they can refer to, like, okay, I like that teacher, I want to be like him. But also ask you the question, how is that teacher, like, is he like more pedagogical, or more like entertaining, or more like expressive, or more like calm and repetitive, or I don't know. And when you have that, you know actually where you have to put your focus on. If you have to put your focus on taking, I don't know, private classes to increase your technique and the way you explain things, you know that you have to put the focus there. If you know you have to be like at your ease with speaking with people, you know that okay, here I that's what I have to do. In any case, in sometimes it's difficult now, less, but back in the time it was difficult to find like support, and people were just going and they were learning by doing. Actually, by giving classes, you're also learning a lot, because to be able to put things in structure and give it to someone, you need to kind of master it. So it helps you actually to ask you like good questions about, okay, I have to explain that, but how should I put it in words to give it to that person? And then you think differently on things, and then it you actually learn by learning, also by teaching.
Of course,
Yeah,
man. They say one of the best ways to learn something is to try and teach it. So of
yeah,
course,
yeah, yeah.
this might be like a redundant question, but I want to hear from you, man. In your opinion, what do you think separates, a mediocre teacher from a great teacher?
Hmm, hmm, I will say the ability to listen and to interact. For me, that's the main thing. Sometimes I can see teachers, for instance, when a student asks a question, what I usually say, because we have other people joining the school now, and their goal is also to teach. I say, if you want to put yourself into risk, after answering a question, ask to the person, did I answer your question? And be ready for the answer, because the answer might be no. It means that you have to figure out something else to explain it, or I don't know, you have to deal with the situation, because if you say no and you don't have anything else, you will have to do something. So you have to be able to understand, and to listen to your student, to observe, to even if they don't ask a question, just the way they are acting, they are doing, okay, here is not good, because I see it, the way you are doing it, I see like in your expressions and so on, there is a problem here. And the fact also to interact, because when I go, I have a class to give, I have something prepared in my head, but it doesn't mean that I will give exactly that. If something comes up during the class, which is actually a way much more like interesting than what I had planned, than what I have planned in my head, I will just move to that. So I'm all the time ready to like change direction according to the general vibe in the class. So for me, those are the main thing. You can be like just a medium, have a medium knowledge in techniques and in dance and stuff like that. But if you can listen, you can observe well, and you have the ability to interact, that's it for me, the most important things.
Yeah, I understand that, man. I definitely understand that. So kind of like, being fluid, not being rigid.
Yeah, that's it. That's
I,
completely, yeah, yeah.
yeah, I understand that, man. Um, so let me ask you this real quick, man. You've been dancing for, quite a long time now, and in a plethora of different dance styles, man. I'm very curious to hear from you. What are some things that you've learned from dancing that you're able to translate to your everyday life?
Hmm. What I learned from dancing, and I can use it in my everyday life. Um, Actually, the fact of dancing, huh, maybe the ability to put some priorities, because in dancing, if you put your priorities in the wrong aspect, you will not evolve as fast or as good as someone else. what I always say to my student is that, okay, guys, I know that you crave for having good styling and nice moves and so on. But if you start straight by that, you will not go that far actually. And I think in the everyday life, it's the same. You have to really fix priorities and start with the most important. And after, if you have time, if you still have the will, you can go for the, let's say, aesthetic part and so on. Yeah, that would be, yeah, that for me.
I understand that, man. I understand that, bro. I definitely understand that. Um, I want to ask you a couple more questions, man. And I think for this part, I want to try and give some value to dancers out there. All right.
Okay, okay,
Hey,
let's go for
vet.
this.
Hey, shut up, man. So for someone who is, a beginner in something, whether it be dancing or just a new hobby, and they feel like they're stuck in this beginner's rut, like they're not getting better. Do you have any, words of wisdom or advice to give to them?
Okay, now actually I will go from the everyday life to the dance. What I usually do and what I think is that when you try to solve a problem and you are like too much focused on that problem, you might not maybe find the answer. What you have to do is just take your brain out of the thing, just go for, I don't know, for a walk or for just resting and some, and you come back to the problem and you might be more able actually to find the answer to your problem. In the dance, I think it's the same. Um, in every dances that I did, and even sometimes now, I have the feeling that at some point I'm just not evolving that much. I had it, and sometimes now I see, okay, now I have to do something because I'm not evolving and I'm just at the same level, or I don't feel the same excitement. And when that happens, what I usually do is I plan a lot of festivals. I go to festivals and I enjoy myself. And when I come back to that, I'm like, I have another breed, a new breed, and I'm ready to go back again. When I say I go to festival, it's not just to have fun. Of course, it's to have fun, but what I truly think is that even by attending like another one class, you always have something to learn. At least for me, as a teacher and as a dancer, just maybe by the fact how the other teacher will explain something, it will be a different way than I explain something. I will say, oh, that's nice, actually. I learned that thing. I didn't learn maybe a new step or maybe I don't know what, but I learned something. And if you go to a class just to learn a step, well, depends also who you are. As a student, you go there to have fun and to learn new things in Kizomba. But as a teacher or maybe as just someone interested into Kizomba, you can go there to maybe learn about the music, the explanations, or maybe taking some lessons from the mistake the teacher might have done. Like, okay, he someone asked him a question, and after that after answering, he just went back to his classes, and you see the guy who answer or the girl who asked the question, she's like complaining, and you see, okay, he didn't took the time to make sure he answered the question. So I should not do the same mistake. For instance, you always learn something. So and to come back to the question, what I would suggest is when you are stuck, try to change your mind. Don't stay in the same routine. You can maybe go, I mean, if you have your regular classes and you see that you are not evolving anymore in the regular classes, maybe try to go to some dance event, and you dance a little bit, and you come back to your regular class and you see if it's getting better, or if it's maybe not the case, it might be maybe the class. So maybe go and try another class with another teacher, and see if it's different, or you can do both class together. It might also helps you to go further. At some point I was doing like two salsa classes at the same time, so one in one school and another one in another school, and I was like from time to time going to a third one, just to have like different approaches and to have different perspective. And doing that, you always have a food for your thought, and that helps.
Okay, now I understand that, man. I definitely
Yeah,
understand that.
that was my advice.
That's perfect, man. Let me ask you the continuation to that question then.
Yeah.
For someone who is an intermediate and
Okay.
they want to get to that advanced level, what
Okay.
does it take for them?
For me, actually, an advanced level is not, it's actually not anymore just about the dance. It's about everything around. It means the culture, the music quality, the techniques, the way of reproducing routines, for instance, and so on. So to do that, you really have to be involved in what you are doing. In this case, Kizomba. An advanced dancer is not just someone who can do steps, but when he or she will dance, I will say, there is something really interesting there. The way he will move, listening to the music, the articulation of his steps, and so on. So if you are like at an intermediate level and you want to like push the level up, it's request like more involvement, I think. You have to go beyond the boundaries, like not just going to learn steps. You have to forget really about that, but at some point learn about maybe the country where Kizomba comes from, the other countries who had influence on Kizomba, and sometimes, and actually most of the times, come back to your basics. Why? Because well, what you will mainly do is your basics, and if you see like advanced dancer, you can see it either in salsa, in kizomba, in bachata. Those advanced dancers, why they are so impressive, it's because they are doing basics on like it. Their basics are actually extraordinary, so they master it at such a level that if you just do like one step, you see the difference between his step and your step. You see, no, that's another level. He's doing like simple thing but with like a flavor, and that's actually make the difference. So for me, from the intermediate to the advanced, you have many things to see. So go around everything, just not the steps, and in parallel of that, go back to your basics and try to master it. Like take the time to do things. You don't have to rush. If you try to rush, you might not get where you want to go.
It is again, man. Don't rush the process.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, let me ask you this, man. When I say the word musicality,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean to you?
Oof, lot of things. Lot of things, lot of things. Well, the thing is that musicality, well, we have the aspect of just the music, the history around the music, how it has started, how it is built up, how I don't know, the other kind of music have influenced the music you're interested in. But next to that, you also have the interpretation in your dance. So it means how you will do your steps, listening to certain type of song. And here it's for, well, it's quite subjective, your interpretation, because it depends on how you listen to the music. But for, of course, the interpretation of someone can be more effective. I don't know if I can use that word, or more uh, visible, appreciable than an interpretation of another one. So here you really have to fit the music. I usually say when I give like some music quality classes that if you have a good music quality, someone who cannot hear you just by watching you, he he has an idea of the music which is playing because he's watching you and he say, oh, now he's changing, so probably the music have changed, and what he's doing is like, oh, he's dancing like compa, probably it's a compa part in the music, and then oh, he changed again, he changed the energy, so probably now the music is going like more energetic and stuff like that, you see. So by watching you, they can have an idea of what the music is. This is actually a good interpretation, musically speaking. So, and the thing is that, for instance, the music quality in salsa, it's quite rich because it's more mature dance than Kizomba, but there is also a lot of music quality in Kizomba, and also if you want to, I mean, if you're interested into that, you can find a lot of things to learn about it, and it will help you in your dance, in your interpretation, and as a teacher also in your way of teaching.
Man, that's very true, and I think that's a good way to put musicality. Uh, I was hoping you would answer this, man, but let me ask you this real quick. How does one improve their musicality then?
I will start by saying listen to a lot of music. For me, that's the basic. You have to be interested in different style of music, not just the same style. And next to that, just try to learn about it. There are a lot of music quality classes during festivals. You have a lot of teachers giving like interesting music quality trainings. We also do actually in the Kizomba Love Academy School. We had like a whole program about music quality where we see like instrument, where we try to put it in like interpretation. But here for the interpretation, it's more the habit of doing it and watching, because it depends on how you feel when you listen music, what you feel when you listen to music. But for all the rest is like knowledge, like you know that this is an instrument usually used in that type of song. If you listen to that song, you know that, oh, this is more like tarashinya or getuzuk. I have to dance this way, this way, this way. I have to, not I have to, but it will be more appropriate to dance this way. You can dance as you want, but having that spice coming in the music, you will just express it in your body. And if you are like synchronized with the music, it will just show it like you will have a more impact on people watching you, because of course in the dance you have the feelings, but you also have the part outside, like people watching you. It's not the important part, but talking about an advanced dancer, he has to take it into consideration, or a teacher.
I understand. No, that's so true, man. That's so true.
Yeah, yeah,
That's very true, man. Let me ask you one final question. This is the
yeah.
last one I ask you, man. Can you give me one tip that can make anyone a better dancer immediately?
Immediately. Poof. Do you think it exists? Immediately. You know what? I had a lot of private classes, and people are so different, like so different. You will see with some people it will go very very fast. With others, it will take times. To be honest, I don't think there is like one thing to go very, very fast, but um, to let's say having a good journey in your learning process, as I already said, take the time to work on the essential, on the basics. When I say take the time, it doesn't mean you have to do it like for a long time, but you have to take it seriously. Like if we teach you something for you which is easy, just do it like seriously, and if you get it, okay, move to the next part. But just don't say, oh, that's too easy, teach me something else. Or if we teach you something like a step, and we are focusing on how to do the step at, in itself is not the final goal here. It's how to do it. And you will see, by really taking the time on how to do it, you will be able after to break the how and put something else in between. But if you just focus on the step, for you it's just like one shot. But it's not a shot, it's like a process. A process you can cut at a certain point and insert something else here and make something more complicated. And it will actually help you later on to be able to integrate more complicated structure and having them in your head without any problem, because some people will say, oh, I don't have a memory to do that. It's probably because you have learned it like blocks, 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 and at the end you have like too many blocks. You don't have the process doing, and you just have many blocks doing kind of process, which is not the good way to do. So at the end, I will not say there is like an easy way to do. You have to put some time, put some energy, and you have to like it. If you like it, it's already a good start. If you like it, it's already a good start. And then you have to have someone to help you to evolve in that. You have to find a good teacher or a good mentor, someone who will give you good advices, and that will really helps you, so that if you have a mistake, you can say, okay, here, this is what you did wrong, do that, and it will work, and you go faster this way. If you do by yourself, you can find a solution, but after many trials, and it might take more time. So yeah, just have a good support to help you, a good teacher, a good advisor, and I think it might works this way.
Yeah, I definitely understand that, man. And I think, you know, if you're able to find a good instructor early on, man, it can be kind of like a cheat code, because instead of you learning bad habits from the beginning, if you learn proper from the beginning, man, that can excel you so much faster.
That's it. I totally agree with you. That's it. That's the thing. That's the thing.
Yeah, yeah. Stefan, man, I want to, I want to thank you, man, so much for taking time out to talk to me.
You're completely welcome. It was my pleasure, and yeah, it's always nice to share my experience with many. So yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, of course, man. Thank you so much, man. Let me ask you this real quick, man. I know times are kind of crazy right now, but do you have any events, anything you want to plug? Let people know about.
Oh, we had some festival, some online festival we took place recently. Now we don't have anything planned, but we are thinking about releasing some online classes for those who are interested. We think probably due to the situation, it will take some time to come back to the normal. So while waiting, the crazy thing is that even in that situation, I still receive some people interested in private classes. I say, guys, please, no, let's just stay at home, make things safe, and when we come back to the regular, we can plan it back. But as an event coming, we don't have that much event coming. But if you want to keep update, don't hesitate first to add me on Facebook or to follow me on Instagram. And we also have our website or the school Facebook page where you can subscribe and have all the informations, all the festival where I'm going. I always put it on my Facebook page and Instagram page. So yeah, just follow, subscribe, and you will have all the informations.
Hey, you already mentioned it, man, but go more in depth, man. How can people reach out to you? So, what is your Instagram page?
So
What's your website?
yeah. So if you want to subscribe to my Instagram or Facebook account, you just type Stephan Lyke, so like with epsilon. From on Facebook or on Instagram, you will find me. I accept pretty much everyone as long as you are a person, because I have a lot of fake accounts. So I accept everyone's, yeah. And the same on Instagram, you just type Stephan like with an epsilon. And on Facebook, you can find our school page. The name is Kizomba Love Academy in English. And it's the same for the website, kizombalove.com. You have all the information about the school. We have a teacher training for those interested in. You can just subscribe there. If you want some private classes here in Belgium, or if I'm traveling to other countries, don't hesitate to shoot out. We can figure it out. And yeah, if you are coming maybe from that interview, we can see to have like a special discount even. So that's it.
Perfect, man. Yeah, that's perfect, man. Real quick, man. I want to ask you this, man. Last question. I guess this will be the last question.
Let me know.
How how has this whole COVID-19, how has this affected your life, and how has it affected Belgium, and how has it affected you?
Yeah, the chance I have is that I don't completely live from then, so I have another activity side to that, and of course, this situation had a big impact on our revenues because a lot of events were cancelled. In our school, we had to stop all the activities, no more classes, and probably, well, couple dances will probably be the last thing to be allowed, like with the unlockdown. It will probably be the last thing to be allowed to do. So this situation will still stand for a long time. Um, I'm really sorry for those living of dance activities, and especially those having like loans for paying buildings for their classes, because now they are like really suffering. Um, but yeah, the impact is quite huge on event activities or the event sectors. And yeah, for event organizer, artists, DJs also. Yeah, that's not easy for them. It's quite a hard time. Now we are trying to see some alternative with the online services. Poof. It has some success, especially because we don't have any choice. So it has some success, and I think people are, well, they look forward to go back on the dance floor. Even of course, it will not be like directly after the end. I'm pretty much sure that it will have some times to like build some security, some yeah, self trust between all everyone to be able to go back and hug each other. But yeah, I think we are all looking forward to go back on the dance floor and have some nice dances with nice people.
Truth, bro. I
Yeah.
know, yeah, a lot of people can't wait to get back out, man.
Oof, that would be nice. I think the first party will be like crazy.
You already know it. You already know it.
That's it.
Um, yeah, no doubt. See, like I said, Stefan, man, thank you so much, man. I truly enjoyed talking with you, man. And I can tell, how passionate you are about dancing, man.
Oh, you are welcome. You are welcome. It's my pleasure.
Hey, no doubt, man. So, yeah, I think this will do it for this episode of the Two Left Feet podcast. Thank you so much, Stefan.
Thank you very much.
No doubt, bro. Take it easy, man. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Guys, see you back.
All right, bro.
Now you
That's all it is. Hey everyone, if you made it this far to all the way to the end of the video, I want to thank you so much.
my overall goal with making these interviews and these episodes is to give a voice to dancers, to give them a platform to speak their story. So if this is of value to anyone, then that means the world to me. My overall goal is to give value to the dance community. So if you find no value in this, then I urge you to please let me know where I can improve on. I truly want to, just give value and content to the dance community. So please let me know how I can improve, where I'm messing up, because to be 100% honest with you, I'm learning along the way as I do this. I truly am. So to be able to interact with the dance community, it means the world to me, because it gives me feedback and it lets me know what I'm doing right, where I can improve upon, what I'm doing wrong, which I feel like might maybe more important. So please, if you all could comment and just let me know what you think, it means the world to me, because that feedback just helps me improve. So please comment as well. Please like and subscribe. That means a lot as well. But I want to say thank you so much for just watching this, because it means the world to me. I want to take you on this journey of the Two Left Feet podcast. I'm very excited for it. So once again, thank you so much.